Okay, cyber.
Cybersecurity. Cybersecurity. Yeah, it was funny. An article showed up in my feed that I was just like, they talked about all the different ishings, phishing and emailing and texting and all of the things that are prevalent. And I just thought it's getting more and more harder to tell whether something's real or it's not real. I know for me, um, I got a couple of years ago I got hooked into a scam whereby I got a notification from a fake DHL company. And I'm telling you, your brain, I was thinking about this because I knew we were going to be talking about it. And I thought, okay, like what actually happened? And like the coloring was exactly the same. It looked like the lettering was exactly the same, but I questioned myself, like, because everything was so exact, your brain kind of goes, that's a match. But had I carefully looked at it, maybe I would have seen something that wasn't quite right. But everything looked absolutely perfect. And I was expecting a package. That was the thing. I was
Hmm.
expecting a package. I didn't know how it was arriving. It wasn't like I knew it wasn't a FedEx thing, so I wasn't sure how this parcel was going to arrive. And so I got this text notification, opened it up, DHL, it looks all thing, gives me a number, a tracking number. Um, I was able to put the tracking number in. I got, again, what looked like a realistic response back that said we couldn't deliver your package. Well, I happened not to be home at the same time. So I was like, oh, okay, they were trying to deliver the package. You couldn't, and they were like, okay, in order for us to reissue all of this, it's going to be $2.50 or something like that. Um, so I did it. Gave them the credit card and went, here's the $2.50. The moment after I hit sent, I was like, I've just been had. I have just been had. Now, I don't know how. There was like this total emotional thing that came over me that was like, I've just been scammed. I instantly called the credit card company and said, "You got to cancel this card because I've just been scammed." So, like literally, it just happened. So cancel my card, reissue me a new one. And, so we went through some charges and stuff and they were all valid. And so they hadn't even processed the $2.50 yet. Um, and so then I was like, okay, how am I going to protect myself from this scam, this DHL scam again? So when I went on their website and everything, and they had a whole thing on what to look for. One of the things was tracking numbers are always 10 digits in length. I went back to the email and the tracking number was 11 digits, and that's how I got it. But it's like everything, like banking
Hmm.
information, like our mail service. My husband has been sent texts. Dad,
Hmm.
I've lost my phone. I just had to get a new phone. This is my new number.
Yep.
Like we have since come up with a family code word for ourselves, but it's like, well, we've always really had one, but we revisited that whole thing. And it's just prolific out there. And
Hmm.
you're constantly listening to these news reports where, you know, little old ladies
I
are
know.
getting, like thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars being ripped off from their accounts. And then the banks aren't doing
Yep.
anything about it. It's like, well, too bad. Like you did it. It's your problem. You know, we can't do anything about it. So I don't like, have you guys been exposed to this stuff? Like, are
Well, it's
you,
so funny that you said that. I was working on Friday, yeah, and I got a text from my bank. and it says, we just declined this payment for this amount to this company. If you did put this charge through, please call them and tell them to re-put it, but it doesn't look legit. And I'm like, you know how you can't remember if you paid for something?
Yes, yes.
Like, is this like a 14-day like trial period that I forgot to, and like, I'm like walking
Uh-huh.
around like, and I'm walking and I'm like, well, I wonder if this text is real. So then I went into my emails for something, and they had emailed me also, like, hey, we saw this. This is wrong. And then I got a phone call from the bank. Hey, we saw this, we're not paying it. You have to call that company. So it wasn't even call us and tell us to put it through. You call that company and tell them to resubmit it. So I went to the bank and I'm like, did you send this? And they're like, yeah, we did. So I'm like, and I like spent an hour, like hour. I went through my budget book. I went through emails. I went through different things. And I'm like, no, I don't remember this at all. So that they're like, okay, they shut my debit card down. And but the first time I had to like write a check. I'm like, hey, let me write a check out so I have some cash for the weekend, you know. And they're issuing me a new card. But my partner, he for some reason gets hacked all the time. But he showed me a trick. So when I get my new card, I'm going to do it. You guys probably know it. You can check with your bank. But my bank online on my phone, if you have the app, you can go in and turn your debit card on and off. So if you're like I don't really use my debit card during the week because I'm not going anywhere, I could go out into my app and hit it off. So if anybody tries to do a new charge, not a recurring charge, but
Right.
like a new charge, it won't go through. It
Hmm.
has to come. I have to turn my card back on. And he said he started doing that because he was just tired of getting hacked.
Wow.
Wow.
But if I get a phone call, I can't tell you how many times um I was going to be arrested because I didn't pay an IRS bill
Oh
and
yeah.
the sheriff was coming to get
CRA
me.
here. Yeah.
Yep. I've just had something about calling because there's a 1099 out there for a new iPhone 7 that they're having trouble getting the right amount on the 1099 to please call them. I've ignored that phone call. So if I don't know a phone call, I don't answer it. If
Yeah.
they don't leave me a voicemail, I don't really care. My stepfather, he received a phone call that his grandson, my oldest son, was in jail and needed money to be bailed out. And he called me frantic. I'm going to give the guy the money. And I'm like, you are not giving him the money. Michael's not in jail. Yes, he is. No, he's not. Like, we had this go around to the point where I had to have Michael call him. Poppy, I'm safe. I'm not in jail. So when the guy called back, he laid, who do you think you are?
Wow.
So yeah, to me, I go on the side of caution. Like, yeah, I don't answer my phone. I don't click emails. I don't click texts.
Yeah.
I, re-
I,
you
I
know,
assume everything's a scam.
yes,
That's
I
probably the
do.
safe way to do
I
it.
do. I
yep,
assume everything's a scam. And if there's something that I think is like, oh, that could be legit, I don't go anywhere near how the
nope,
source of how I got it. I would go investigate it on my
yeah,
own in a different way. Like you're
yep,
tracking, I would go, okay, DHL, here's a tracking number, and it would have come back um
yeah,
not right. So I
yeah,
do. I assume everything because they're just so good. And every
it is
time anyone figures out how to catch them or what they're doing, they just come out with
yep,
something better. So
something
I
nuts.
assume, you know what?
Yep,
If I do have a package, they are going to get a hold of me. If someone,
yep,
if there's something on my credit card, I have 30 days to look like
Yep.
you know how you get the phone calls like Amazon is trying to put under
Yep.
Oh,
$279,
yeah.
all of this stuff. Like I go, I'm more protected by not acknowledging it than I
Yep.
am by acknowledging it.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. And for my partner, he also gets things put on his calendar. All of a sudden, a thing will pop up on his calendar. Oh,
Oh,
you have this
wow.
meeting today for such and such, and they get into his way that way, and he just deletes it and then blocks them. So anything that
Wow.
comes through my phone that I don't want, I report it spam. Let it go. If I get an email that's not supposed to be, I throw it right into spam, like junk it. Do not allow this person into my
Hmm.
emails again.
Hmm. Hmm.
Nope. I don't, I don't, I don't do it.
Well, and a
It's
lot
gotten
of
too
things you
crazy.
can put two-factor authentication
Yep,
so that
yep,
it's a second one. And the one I do is I actually use an authenticator. So I
yep,
have to put a number in order
yep,
to unlock it. And if it's anything serious like banking or credit cards or any of that, or like another one is Facebook. We run a
yep,
ton of uh, different. Our agency has a ton of stuff. We have to have two-factor authenticity on because that is like such an easy hack for those guys is to get into
yes,
that stuff. And so I'm just used to doing it that way.
Hmm.
And it's a bit of
yeah,
a hassle, but it definitely is much better than
yeah.
not.
I would rather be in a hassle like that than,
Mhm.
yeah,
Oh yeah, because it's like, when these cards, like when I had to get my card canceled, like it's not like it comes in
yep,
a week. Like it's like, they take forever
Yeah.
to send those things back out again. And then you got to
mm-hmm,
activate it and do all of this stuff. Like it's very, very inconvenient. The
yeah,
one thing for emails that I have noticed though is if you go to the sender, and you click on sender, it often will not be
yeah,
who the company is supposed to be. It'll be some
yep,
weird
Yeah.
name or a bunch of numbers and a letter or something
Yeah.
really strange like that. So
yep,
that is one quicker way to find out about the email situation. But yeah, the texts are just ridiculous.
yep.
And I mean the other thing too now, what I've been told is that when somebody calls you and you answer the phone, do not say hello.
Because they
Wait for
mimic
them
your
to
voice.
start to talk
Yep,
first because they will clone your voice and then they will then have that clone voice
yep,
call another number and it'll be my kiddo's voice going, Dad, I'm in trouble.
yep,
I need you to send me like $100 right now.
yep,
I'm whatever.
yep.
So it's like, yeah, don't ever say hello first. Wait until they start talking to you. I typically
No,
never answer my phone
I
unless
don't.
they're in my contacts list.
Yep,
I never answer my phone. I
I
let it
never
go to
do.
voicemail.
And I
Oh, and
do.
that's what I
Yep,
have on my phone too, is I have do not put through the unknown callers.
yeah,
Mm.
There's
yep.
a
I
setting
do
that
that.
you could just
Yep.
and that cuts down the spam a
What?
lot.
What?
There's a setting for no unknown callers. If you ever get a call that says unknown,
What is that under?
is it under your settings?
And the crappy thing is you have to remember you have it on because if you do have someone calling that you don't know that you wanted to get the call,
Yeah.
well, let's see. So phone, uh, so under phone and then silence unknown callers.
Where is that under settings? And then you go
So go
where?
to phone, search
Phone.
phone, and then if you scroll at the bottom, you can see silence unknown callers and you turn that on. You see it?
Nope.
Oh, silence calls from unsaved numbers will be silenced. Sent
When
to
I search
voicemail.
phone, when I go
Mm-hmm.
into
Oh,
settings
unknown
and then I
callers. Yeah.
search phone, I got 9 million things that come up.
Oh, okay. So go phone. So there should just be a little. Oh, you can't see it. Doesn't it say phone and then app? I can't see. You can't see it.
Yeah,
Phone
so when you,
apps. Yes, yes,
Yeah,
yeah,
now
yes.
click on
Okay.
that.
click that,
Click on that one.
that one, yeah.
Okay, yes. And then
Scroll down, and you'll
uh,
see silence unknown callers. You
silence
see it?
unknown callers.
You see it?
Oh, yes, yes, yes. Oh, yes. Call filtering.
So
Missed calls and
it should be
voicemails from unknown
turn that on
callers.
and see if anything happens in the next couple of days. Like
Yeah,
if it goes down. So the
yeah.
problem is say someone is trying to get a hold of you, like I don't know, someone that's not in your contacts.
Okay.
Like it won't go. You'll still get the call, but you won't get the notification. Like it won't
Uh,
go, oh, ringing. So you just know that someone
Did you,
called.
and also here, it says screening from unknown callers. Okay. Ask for reason call. Callers with an unsaved number will be asked for more information before the phone rings.
Why are you calling?
Yeah. But I think I've had that when I've called people. Your number is not in their contacts. Why are you calling them?
because the one thing that I do, this is something I find, and I don't know, Tracy, if you know the answer to this. One thing that I find very infuriating on the iPhone is when you are in your emails and you click on something that is a subscription email, and you see how it'll come up at the very top and it'll say unsubscribe at the very top of the email.
Okay.
When you hit that button, it does absolutely nothing. So I can go unsubscribe and then it'll come back and it says unsubscribe for mailing list. Mail will unsubscribe from the email list using information provided by the sender. I go unsubscribe and I will still get their emails.
Oh, but that's on them. That's on
Yeah.
whoever you're getting that from. That's on their subscription list. They have to, if you click unsubscribe, they have to unsubscribe. Like it's against
What
the
won't
law.
happen? I've heard that it doesn't happen right away. It takes a couple weeks or something. Isn't that? Because they have to.
It shouldn't. So either you're going like it shouldn't. And if you're saying that happens on all of your unsubscribes,
Yeah, so what I so here's the difference. So right now, for example, I have a subscription to something called Endless Pins. So at the very top, see how you can see unsubscribe right up here at the
Yep.
very top?
yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So when I hit unsubscribe, this is what comes up. Okay. So it says unsubscribe. I'll be
Yeah.
unsubscribed from the list. Okay. So I'm going to hit cancel here. If I was to hit unsubscribe, I would get another email from them next week saying, here's the new pen for this week. Now, when you go all the way down to the very
To
bottom of the email,
to their
okay,
okay, that's from the sender.
and
Yeah.
yeah, and then it goes edit preferences, unsubscribe. Then I have to go in there. Then I have to put my email address in, etc.
Okay, so usually when you hit unsubscribe off the actual email, it usually has your email with it. But I don't know why. I don't know if there's a setting on your iPhone that's not allowing that. But just, I guess the workaround is you have to go into the email.
Yes, yes. It's just
Another little
it's just
thing.
just one more thing that you got to do, right? It's like
Yeah.
Right. I can't remember. Did I close it? Did I close out our story?
no, because we're still talking about it.
We're
Oh,
still
okay.
talking. We just went down a bit of a rabbit hole and now we're bringing it all back.
Wait with this.
You can cut all this nonsense out, Tracy.
No, this is just us like fast
Sitting
forward.
there going,
Come on, something.
Wait, did I close out? Just viewers.
Anyways,
How do
yeah.
you protect
We should have
yourself?
an iPhone. We should have a session just on iPhones, the frustrations of iPhones. That would be a good episode all on its own.
But
Okay.
the sidebar to all of that is for iPhone or whatever phone, you
Yeah.
should know your basic security so that you make
Yeah.
sure they work,
Yes.
right? Like,
Yes.
I think every update they're always trying to help us.
Yes.
It'd be nice if they kind of shot out like, here's some security updates. Well, I guess
Yes.
if you read the change log, they do, but
Yeah.
Okay. So, viewers, after our rant, and teaching, and we've all silenced our phones and done whatever. How do you protect yourself against cyber everything here? We'd love to hear if it's not something we talked about so we can learn. Make sure you share this with someone who you think would benefit from it. Make sure you hit subscribe and like and notifications so you know when our next episode will come out. Until next time.
Thanks for watching, and we hope to see you as a regular member of our community.